Welcome to Star Bias, where we delve into the fascinating lives of entertainment icons. Today, we're shining the spotlight on the one and only B.B. King, the legendary blues guitarist and singer who left an indelible mark on the music world. With his soulful voice, masterful fretwork, and unforgettable stage presence, B.B. King is widely regarded as one of the most influential musicians of all time. As we embark on this journey through his life, you'll discover how a young boy from the rural Mississippi Delta grew up to become a household name, captivating audiences with his unique blend of blues, gospel, and folk music. Born on September 16, 1925, in Indianola, Mississippi, B.B. King's early life was marked by hardship and struggle. His parents, Albert and Nora Ella King, were sharecroppers who worked tirelessly to make ends meet on a cotton plantation, their days filled with the backbreaking labor of tilling the soil, planting seeds, and harvesting crops under the scorching sun. The rural Mississippi Delta, where King spent his formative years, was a hotbed of musical activity, with blues, gospel, and folk music filling the airwaves like a rich sonic tapestry. As a young boy, King would often sneak into the local church to listen to the choir rehearse, mesmerized by the powerful voices and emotive melodies that seemed to lift his spirits and transport him to another world. The church, with its wooden pews and stained glass windows, was a place of solace for King, a refuge from the hardships of his daily life. He would sit in the back, his eyes closed, letting the music wash over him like a balm, as the choir's harmonies and the preacher's sermons wove together to create a sense of community and belonging. The sounds he heard in that church, the soaring vocals, the syncopated rhythms, and the heartfelt lyrics, would later influence his own musical style, shaping the way he sang about love, heartache, and perseverance. Growing up in the 1930s and 40s, King faced the harsh realities of racial segregation and poverty. He attended a one-room schoolhouse, where he received limited formal education. But his love for music was encouraged by his mother, who sang gospel songs to him and his siblings as they worked together in the fields or sat around the fireplace at night. Her voice, rich and full-bodied, would fill their small cabin, creating a sense of warmth and comfort that King would later try to recapture in his own music. After his parents' marriage ended, King's father abandoned the family, leaving his mother to care for their children alone. This event would have a profound impact on King's life, shaping his views on family, relationships, and perseverance. As a teenager, King began working on the plantation, picking cotton and performing other manual labor tasks under the watchful eye of the overseer. The work was grueling, with long hours and little pay, but music remained his true passion. He would often listen to the radio, enthralled by the sounds of blues musicians like Robert Johnson, Son House, and Charlie Patton, whose songs spoke directly to his soul. These early influences not only shaped King's musical style, but also instilled in him a sense of purpose and belonging. He felt a deep connection to the music, which seemed to express the emotions and struggles he couldn't put into words. In 1943, at the age of 18, King moved to Indianola, where he began performing on street corners and in local juke joints, his guitar case open in front of him as he sang and played for tips. The juke joints, with their rough-hewn atmosphere and makeshift stages, were incubators for blues music, places where musicians could experiment and hone their craft. King's big break came when he met Sonny Boy Williamson II, a renowned blues harmonica player who took King under his wing. Williamson introduced King to the world of professional music, teaching him how to navigate the complexities of the industry and develop his unique sound. The post-war era was a transformative time for King as he began to hone his craft and find his voice. He started singing in a local gospel group, the Elkhorn Baptist Church Choir, and later formed his own band, the Kings of Rhythm. As he navigated the vibrant musical landscape of the Mississippi Delta, King's early experiences laid the foundation for his future success. His unique blend of blues, gospel, and folk would soon captivate audiences across the United States, cementing his status as a musical icon. The rich cultural heritage of the Mississippi Delta, with its complex history of slavery, sharecropping, and racial tension, played a significant role in shaping King's worldview and artistic expression. The region's distinctive musical traditions, from the field hollers to the juke joint blues, also influenced King's development as a musician. As he grew older, King would draw upon these early influences, weaving them into the fabric of his music and creating a sound that was both deeply personal and universally relatable. With limited financial resources, King had to rely on his resourcefulness and creativity to get his hands on an instrument. He eventually managed to purchase a guitar from a local merchant, but it was far from perfect. The strings were rusty and the frets were worn down. Undeterred, King set out to learn how to play, practicing for hours on end until his fingers bled and his hands cramped. Despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks, King remained committed to his craft, always striving to create music that would inspire and uplift others. His legacy continues to be felt today, with his songs remaining timeless classics that speak to people from all walks of life. One fateful evening on August 27, 1948, King shared the stage with other blues luminaries, including Ike Turner and Albert King, at the legendary Club Ebony in Indianola, Mississippi. The club's rustic exterior belied the magic that unfolded within its walls, as King's impassioned performance helped to galvanize his reputation among blues aficionados and industry insiders alike. This pivotal event marked a turning point in King's career, as it brought him to the attention of a wider audience and cemented his status as a major force in the blues scene. As King's star continued to rise, he made the decision to relocate to Memphis, Tennessee in 1949, where he began recording for the RPM Records label, owned by the entrepreneurial Bihari brothers. The city's vibrant musical landscape, with its rich blend of blues, gospel, and rhythm and blues, proved to be a fertile ground for King's creative growth. His first single, Miss Martha King, was released in June of that year, but it was his subsequent recordings, such as the haunting 3 O'Clock Blues and the heartfelt You Know I Love You, that started to gain him widespread recognition. These early singles, with their distinctive blend of Delta blues and urban sophistication, laid the foundation for King's future success and helped to establish him as a leading light in the blues firmament. King's relationships with his contemporaries played a significant role in shaping his career during this period. He formed close bonds with fellow musicians, including T-Bone Walker, Lowell Fulson, and Ray Charles, with whom he would often share stories, advice, and laughter on the road. As King recalled, T-Bone Walker was like a father to me, teaching me the intricacies of the music business and how to navigate the challenges of life as a traveling musician. These friendships not only influenced King's music but also helped shape his perspective on the industry and his place within it. The camaraderie and mutual respect that existed among these musical giants created a sense of community and belonging, which would sustain King throughout his career. The 1950s were a transformative time for King, as he released a string of successful singles, including Every Day I Have the Blues and Sweet Little Angel, which solidified his position as one of the leading blues musicians of the era. His music, with its unique blend of Delta blues, gospel, and rhythm and blues, resonated with audiences across racial and regional lines, speaking to a universal human experience that transcended boundaries of age, culture, and geography. King's performances were also becoming increasingly legendary, with his energetic stage presence and soulful vocals captivating crowds wherever he went. As he stepped onto the stage, resplendent in his tailored suit and flashing his trademark smile, the audience knew they were in for a treat, a sonic journey that would take them to the depths of human emotion and back again. One notable example of King's dynamic live performances took place on November 24, 1954, at the Harlem Square Club in Miami, Florida, where he performed to a packed audience of over 1,000 people. The show was recorded and later released as a live album, capturing the raw energy and emotion of King's music in a way that few studio recordings could match, as one reviewer noted at the time. BBB. King's performance was nothing short of phenomenal, his guitar playing and singing so intense that it seemed to shake the very foundations of the club itself. The audience, entranced by King's virtuosity and charisma, was transported to a world of passion and intensity. where the boundaries between performer and listener dissolved, and all that remained was the music. As the 1950s drew to a close, King continued to tour and record, releasing a string of successful albums, including Singin' the Blues and The Blues, which further cemented his reputation as one of the greatest blues musicians of all time. His music was not only influencing a new generation of blues and rock musicians, but also helping to break down racial barriers in the industry, paving the way for future generations of African-American artists to achieve success and recognition. With his unique sound, charismatic stage presence, and tireless work ethic, B.B. King was well on his way to becoming an international music icon, leaving an indelible mark on the world of blues and beyond. As King continued to tour and record, he released a string of successful albums that further cemented his status as one of the greatest blues musicians of all time. The 1960s saw the release of iconic albums such as Live at the Regal, 1965, and Blues is King, 1967, which showcased his masterful storytelling and technical prowess on the guitar. These albums not only influenced a new generation of blues and rock musicians, but also helped to introduce the genre to a broader audience, paving the way for future generations of African-American artists to achieve success and recognition. One of the most significant events of King's later career took place in 1968, when he performed at the Fillmore West in San Francisco, a venue that was a hub for the counterculture movement. The performance marked a turning point in King's career, as it introduced his music to a new and younger audience and helped to cement his status as a blues legend. The Fillmore West, with its iconic psychedelic posters and enthusiastic crowds, provided the perfect backdrop for King's energetic and soulful performance. As he took the stage, resplendent in his tailored suit and trademark sunglasses, the crowd was electrified by his presence. King's music, with its raw emotion and authenticity, spoke directly to the hearts of the young people in attendance, who were seeking meaning and connection in a tumultuous world. As King himself once said, "I've been fortunate enough to have had the opportunity to play with some of the greatest musicians in the world, and to have been able to make a living doing something I love." This sentiment is reflective of King's humility and dedication to his craft, which would continue to inspire and influence generations of musicians to come. Despite his immense success, King remained grounded and true to his roots, never forgetting the humble beginnings that had shaped him into the artist he became. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, King continued to tour and record, releasing a string of successful albums that showcased his unique sound and style. He also became an advocate for the blues, working tirelessly to promote and preserve the genre. As he accepted this honor, King reflected on his life and career, saying, "I'm just a simple man from Indianola, Mississippi, who loves to play the blues." This statement is characteristic of King's down-to-earth personality and his commitment to his roots. In his later years, King continued to perform and record, despite struggling with health issues. He released his final studio album, One Kind Favor, in 2008, which was a critical and commercial success. The album, produced by T-Bone Burnett, featured a range of blues classics and original compositions, showcasing King's mastery of the genre. King passed away on May 14, 2015, at the age of 89, leaving behind a legacy that is still felt today. As Eric Clapton, a close friend and fellow musician, once said, B.B. King was a true legend, and his music will continue to inspire and influence generations to come. This sentiment is reflective of the profound impact that King had on the world of music, and the enduring influence that he continues to have. Today, B.B. King is remembered as one of the greatest blues musicians of all time, a man who dedicated his life to promoting and preserving the genre. His music continues to inspire and influence new generations of musicians, from blues and rock to hip-hop and R&B. In reflecting on King's life and career, it is striking to note the ways in which his music and message continue to resonate with audiences today. His commitment to the blues and his tireless work ethic are an inspiration to musicians and fans alike. King's legacy extends far beyond his own music, as he played a significant role in shaping the course of American popular music. He influenced countless musicians, including Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, and Stevie Ray Vaughan, who have all cited King as a major inspiration. His music also helped to break down racial barriers, paving the way for future generations of African American artists to achieve success and recognition. As we celebrate King's life and legacy, it is essential to remember the context in which he lived and worked. The blues, as a genre, was born out of the struggles and hardships faced by African Americans in the Deep South. King's music, with its raw emotion and authenticity, spoke directly to the experiences of those who had been marginalized and oppressed. In conclusion, B.B. King's life and legacy serve as a powerful reminder of the enduring power of music to inspire, uplift, and transform us. His commitment to the blues and his tireless work ethic are an inspiration to musicians and fans alike. The blues, with its rich history and cultural significance, remains a vital part of American music, and B.B. That's all for today's Starbios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.